Hello and welcome to SUAANGAN. I'm your host, Janine Blake. On today's program, we bring you the Inuvik Petroleum Show 2002 that was held at the Midnight Sun Recreation Complex here in Inuvik.
I'm Brian Desjardin. I'm with the town of Inuvik. I'm the tourism fundraising coordinator and the Inuvik Petroleum Show coordinator. This year we had probably about over 600 delegates. We had about 110 exhibitors in the trade show area with an average of 2 staff per booth, so you're looking at about 220 people there. In the conference we had about 350 delegates register, so in the end that was over 600 people.
How did the Petroleum Show change as a result of your experience from last year?
Well, from last year we knew there was quite a few inquiries. We had a waiting list of over 30 companies that wanted to get into the trade show, so we knew we needed to expand, and that's why we opened up the curling surface to some more trade show booths. We knew we were going to have a problem with accommodations, so we were in contact with the Mackenzie Delta Hotel Group, and they were very receptive, and we ended up bringing in the Arctic Star barge like we did last year, which had about 40 rooms, and we opened up another camp that had approximately 40 rooms. The theme of this year's conference was building capacity in northern communities. We knew that we should focus on local business, service companies, to ensure that they're prepared and are continuing to prepare for the oil and gas industry, particularly the Mackenzie Valley Pipeline, if that was to ever happen. As well, this year we focused on health and wellness, the effects of the oil and gas exploration and the dollar flow that will happen in such a small community, in a northern community. So with those 2 forums, that was some of the changes from last year. We also expanded an artist section, which was coordinated by the Great Northern Arts Festivals, and we wanted to bring artists to the show as opposed to having delegates go search for the artists. The delegates were able to meet and greet with the artists, and at the same time bring some of their collections and possibly make any sales. This year we wanted to bring more youth to the show, youth delegates, so we had a youth delegate sponsorship program, which is well received. We had 3 companies sponsor that, so we were able to bring some youth from Fort McPherson, from Paulatuck, from Tuktoyaktuk, and some local youth. And just talking with the youth, they were amazed about the show and the number of job opportunities that could happen for them in the future. And they were able to ask questions and get a lot of information.
Most of you would have seen, met, or knew each other, or got together last year at the Petroleum Show, our first Petroleum Show, and we're glad that most of you are back. We're glad there's a lot of new faces here. In the past year, there's been a lot of exciting developments with oil and gas development, pipeline development, and that's what we're here today to discuss, ask questions. A lot of community members here to find out what's going on, how that affects their community, and we hope in the next 2 days between the conference and the trade show that everyone is able to get something and benefit from the 2 days that we've been able to put together.
I'd like to, first of all, I'd like to thank everyone for coming here, and I also want to take the time to thank His Worship for inviting me and also for putting the word out there about this conference. It's so important. The town of Inuvik, as the host of the 2nd Mackenzie Valley Gas Pipeline Conference, deserves a great deal of credit for organizing and coordinating this gathering. I understand the focus is building capacity in northern communities, a theme many of us have been working on for many years. And believe it or not, we share that with other communities that are engaging in resource development right across Canada. Voisey's Bay, community capacity is a huge issue there as well, as you probably know. And if you go right across the country wherever you have resource development, the issues are similar. I want to welcome all the distinguished leaders that are here today and all the delegation. I think it's really important and a sign of support for the momentum that's developing in the Beaufort Delta that you're here today. And it's kind of exciting actually because there's a lot happening. Speaking on the subject of major oil and gas exploration and development up and down the valley, especially that of the potential for building a pipeline, this is the right time to do business in the north. It's the right time to develop sound and secure partnerships with Aboriginal governments and northern businesses, and it's the right time to identify the capacity needs of all northerners so they can maximize on and benefit from the economic opportunities.
I hope you have the opportunity to have a look at the displays and have a look at the Gwich'in booth. Last year, those of you who were here saw one small little cubbyhole there. We weren't a real player last year, but let me tell you, I told you last year that our doors were open for business. And today I'm very proud that we've come a long way in a year as Gwich'in people in the business field. And I want to thank all those Gwich'in that helped us get there. But having said that, there are much more opportunities out there. And as you know, my theme has always been unity and working together. We have started some joint ventures with our friends, the Inuvialuit, who we've shared this land with for many, many hundreds of years. And we look forward to more joint ventures.
We've had to come over a lot of hurdles, and I'll tell you that there has been a lot of people who've offered to help and give support and give ideas on what we can do with this newfound opportunity here. As you know, we're in the sort of northwestern corner, and a lot of times things are swirling around us in all different places. And how do we find our particular stake in Canada doing the things that are proactive and going to support a better lifestyle for our people? So these types of things are always on our mind as we make decisions and as we move ahead. And I know that I always tell people all we're doing is building a little line. You know, we haven't got real great aspirations of building multitudes of lines, but just a little line, a trunk line. But it's almost like having a good gun. You know, if it's a good gun, you can do a lot with it because you can keep loading it all the time. So in any event, I really do welcome you. I didn't expect to say a lot about the perceptions and the work and where we should be going, but to welcome you and welcome the deliberations, because we will be around, and we have very good people who are going to be around from the community throughout the conference, and I know that all of them have had a lot of experience and want to go ahead, and they want to get the best out of this new opportunity that we do have.
This year, the number of booths at the Petroleum Show expanded dramatically. We stopped by the trade show to speak with some of our local contractors.
I have 4 major subsidiaries of the Kavik Group. The first one is Kavik Nuna, and it's basically into surveying, and we're going into engineering technology, and we have state-of-the-art, up-to-date GPS-type surveying. The next one is Kavik EMS. It's Exploration Medical Services, and we provide medics and paramedics to camps working in the Arctic. And my partner is Canadian Medical Centers out of Calgary. This third one here is Kavik Access, and basically Kavik Access is environmental consulting, and I have 2 partners, and that's Michael Fabian and Access Environmental out of Calgary. The fourth one I have here is Kavik Baker Hughes, and Baker Hughes is my partner from Calgary, and they provide all the oil field services that you require for drilling and exploration wells. And that's all we do. The things we're giving out today and the questions being asked is basically what do we do? We have brochures and a few handouts, and we show them the GPS type satellites and navigation systems. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm Mo Hansen with my new partners, Derek Cathro and Neil McDonald. We just formed a new company called Kigiak EBA Consulting Limited. And EBA has been in the Arctic for years, and we just signed some papers last night, and we'll be continuing to offer the services that EBA has done in the past. We're just starting up. We are 51% owned by Inuvialuit, myself and my brother Roy. So we'll qualify as an Inuvialuit company, and hopefully we'll get a lot of work up here. Derek, Neil, congratulations.
What was your feedback on the number of booths at the trade show, the big increase?
Feedback was very receptive. We were able to fit in a lot more companies that couldn't make the show last year, especially local companies. Talking with a lot of exhibitors that were here last year, or first time this year for the 2002 show, these people go to the big shows like the Oil and Gas Expo in Calgary. They've been to the big show in Houston, Texas, and when they got here, they were just simply amazed about how professional we were about the trade show setup and the amenities like the catering right down to the food, having an artist section, youth delegate program, the sponsorship program, the pre-conference college, which was new this year.
SUAANGAN will return after these messages for more of the Inuvik Petroleum Show 2002, so stay tuned to APTN, the Aboriginal People's Television Network. We're back with the Inuvik Petroleum Show 2002.
North is an explosives it's a recent company. We just started it October of 2001. We were approached by Austin Powder out of Calgary to become a distributor for them for the recent projects that have been going on in Mackenzie Delta. So we jumped at the opportunity that was given to us. The service we provide is we deliver dynamite itself, depending on what the industry needs, different types of explosives, detonators, all the accessories that goes with the explosives industry. EnviroSize, yeah, it's just a different type of gel to use for the like environmentally sensitive areas. This here is a is a 2 kilogram. It's empty right now. It's just a display case, but regularly this would be filled with 2 kilograms of like EnviroSize, and it's hooked on with the detonators on top. And this is used for seismic purposes usually.
I just am talking about some of the different programs that we're involved with the schools, some of the things, other things that we do with respect to power generation, some of our waste heat recovery programs, just other things that are related to the generation of power. And we certainly try to maintain the kind of service that's expected from our customers.
A lot of gravel haul, ice road maintenance, a lot of catering to the camps, landscape, heavy equipment, and just dual-line cleanups right now they're doing.
We have participated in the trade show as Resources, Wildlife and Economic Development. We are economic development, and we're interested in what's going on with the oil and gas happening here in Inuvik and what kind of spin-off that will do for the local people in the region. And we also are here though as we're representing the tourism area of it today. A lot of people here are visiting from the south on business, and we're hoping maybe that we can entice them to come back into the Inuvik region, bring their families, and bring some tourism dollars into the region. So that's our main purpose here today, is to give some information out on the Northwest Territories and specifically the Inuvik region.
Hi, my name is Wayne Finger with the Inuvialuit Oilfield Services. It's a IDC Schlumberger joint venture, and we're here at the Inuvik Petroleum Show demonstrating some of the latest technology that IOFS brings to the Arctic, all the way from seismic services through drilling, evaluation, well services, completions and testings of the well. We're excited about all the exploration in the Arctic, what it brings to this region as well as all across Canada. And we're happy that what we're doing is working in a safe, clean way for the environment, the local community, and helping the oil and gas companies produce oil and gas as efficiently as possible. Thanks.
Trailbreaker is a company that I formed that would do business with in the oil and gas industry, construction, mining. It includes consulting, management consulting, and oilfield consulting. We have survey services, engineering, helicopters, drilling, and we provide those services to any company or group that wants to operate not only in the Gwich'in area but through the Mackenzie Valley. So the partnerships that I formed are with All West regarding service, All West Limited, Surveys Limited, Canadian Helicopters, Akita Drilling. I have a working relationship and a partnership with VICO, an engineering service company. We have a working relationship with Westcam Catering of Edmonton, and I have a partnership in the Inuvialuit area called Trappers Catering and Consulting as well.
What were the impacts and benefits to the community?
The show itself, through the registrations and sponsorship program, I'd say we revenued in around $100,000, and so we're able to purchase even more equipment for the Midnight Sun Conference Center, which ultimately groups and organizations that book the facility have access to. For example, the Great Northern Arts Festival this year, we're able to use the trade show drapery and skirting and tablecloths, which made even their show look more professional. Some of the other economic benefits other than the show were, I mean, all the accommodations were full. All the hotels, there's in around 171 rooms in town, which includes all the hotels and the bed and breakfasts. So you do the math there. All the flights up to Inuvik booked solid that week. There was people that were phoning me to ask if there was any other way to get up to Inuvik to the show because they really wanted to come. Also, the restaurants were full, the bars, the lounges were full. The taxi drivers were staying up till the wee hours of the morning trying to get delegates back and forth to where their destination was. I would say probably the impact in Inuvik was, in around $1 million if you do the math.
Hi, I'm Ernest Bernhardt, and you're with me at the Inuvik Petroleum Show. Hope you enjoy it.
Hi, I'm Pamela Williams, and SUAANGAN will be right back with more of the Petroleum Show.
We're back with the Inuvik Petroleum Show 2002. Nellie Cournoyea is the chair and CEO of the Inuvialuit Regional Corporation. We spoke to her about the Aboriginal Pipeline Group.
One of the things that we are trying to do within the Aboriginal Pipeline Group is to build a relationship among Aboriginal peoples up and down the Mackenzie Valley to be one-third partnership in a pipeline. And the producer groups have already earlier designed their decision on the pipeline by the resources they had in the Beaufort Delta region, and that was the supply that was triggering the pipeline, and we had initiated the relationship with them. And so we are presently working towards that partnership. we've concluded a business plan which has been presented to the federal government of Canada for the initial financing of the pipeline. And so we are trying to be ahead of the, way ahead of the actual building of the pipeline. We want to be involved at the beginning, so a lot of the components that were troubling people before, such as education, training, business opportunities, and all the areas of benefits and involvement that we would capture very early. And so far, our schedule has been fairly well timed. We're probably about 3 months behind, but we do have the benefits agreement, and that package has been presented to the federal government, and we're expecting to having meetings with the federal government within the next month or so.
I'm Catherine Khmermi, and you're watching the Inuvik Petroleum Show 2002.
For the question of the week, we ask that you name 3 of the booths that we've shown from the Inuvik Petroleum Show 2002. Phone in tomorrow from 9 o'clock a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. Give your name, your phone number, the correct answer, and the winner will receive 1 ICS pin, a pen, a pencil, a mug, and a copy of the Bloopers 2001 video that was co-hosted by Roya Pana and Ipan Harry.
Hi, my name's Corey Wayman. You're watching the 2002 Inuvik Petroleum Show.
Plans for next year is to at least bring in the same amount of companies, fill up the arena with trade show booths, fill up the curling surface like we did this year for next year. I don't want the show really to get any bigger because just of the logistics of accommodations, that sort of thing. We're going to go midweek as opposed to this year. We're going to go Wednesday, Thursday, June 18th and 19th. In the last 2 years, we went on Thursday, Friday. And one of the great things about the Petroleum Show, as opposed to other petroleum shows, is that we open it up to the public in the afternoons. This year, some of the companies were having to fly back south and had left a little bit earlier on a Friday, so some of the public that did show up weren't able to see or agreed to meet some of the oil and gas companies and service companies. So we're going to go midweek this year, or for 2003. We're going to not do the pre-conference college like we did this year. We found that, though it was a great idea and there was some attendance, I think that a lot of the people that were focused on just getting settled into their hotel rooms, picking up their registration packages, just as big of a show as it was this year.
That was our program for this week. Thank you for watching SUAANGAN. I'm your host, Janine Blake, and I'll see you next week.